Greetings, YouTube. I think I can say with some authority that every nation, every culture, in every era has considered murder to be the most heinous of all crimes. It has always reserved the most harsh punishments possible for the crime of murder. I am opposed to the death penalty for both practical reasons, because it has been shown time and time again that people who are innocent of a crime have been put on death row, and for moral reasons, because killing a human being without their consent is immoral. Yes, I realize I base this on the concept of reciprocity that I mentioned in an earlier video on written by Bernard Gert, but since I'm not looking for a loophole here in my morality, I'm quite happy with the concept that since I don't want to die, I don't want to be murdered, I don't murder other people. By that same extension, if the state says murder is immoral, murder is illegal, murder is wrong, then it's wrong whether it's a spouse doing the murdering, some psychopath doing the murdering, or the state itself doing the murdering. Murder is not an act of self-defense. No one is in danger when a person is murdered. The state cannot say that when they're executing someone, it's a self-defense act. The person is harmless at that point. They're most often restrained. They're helpless. And how you treat a helpless person says a whole lot about your morality. And if you murder that helpless person, it means that you're committing an immoral act. I also don't think that executing anyone has ever stopped a single killing, nor will it ever stop a single killing. If a person has gotten to the point where they're willing to break the law that says, do not kill, they're not too worried about the ramifications of what happens if they do it. Frankly, they probably think they can get away with it. Most people do, even though they are most often wrong. Of course, sometimes they do get away with it. That's just the way it is. At one point, I supported death penalty. Heck, I was a incredibly proponent of the death penalty. I would say I was a fan of the death penalty. I was this kind of person that would say, kill them all and let the gods sort them out. I was also angry. I was young. I was foolish. And I hadn't really thought about the fact that if killing's wrong, it's always wrong. And it's always going to be wrong. Now, you can kill a person in self-defense, because if someone attacks you or attacks the innocent, they're giving implied consent. I mean, I'm sure they would really be happy if you just laid there and let them kill you. But they know that someone's going to fight back, or that they could be attacked by another party if they attack an innocent person. By that same reasoning, defending your nation from invasion, or defending an ally's nation from invasion, is also permissible. But you should only target military targets. You should never go after civilian targets. I am definitely not a proponent of the idea of the total war concept. You don't go bombing cities to defeat their army. Yes, it will eventually work, but in the process, you're killing people who have nothing to do with the war effort. Because there are always going to be people in every country that are opposed to whatever their military is doing, such as myself. I can't remember the last time I actually supported the U.S. military. At least it's the people in charge. I always support the troops. They're just doing what they're supposed to do. And most often my support is summed up in the statement, bring them home. But if you go invading another country without the support of the international community, then you are the aggressor, and don't be surprised when the people in that country try to defeat you. But if the international community comes together and realizes that a nation is a danger to itself or the world around it, they essentially issue a warrant. The UN decides, yes, this country is dangerous, we need to invade them. And while permissible at that point, it still isn't a great idea. Killing is never a good answer. I know people will say that yes, it is an answer, because a dead person isn't a problem to you. But that dead person may not be the problem, but you've now burdened yourself with a moral problem that you're never going to get rid of. that moral problem will haunt you for the rest of your life. And if you believe in an afterlife, possibly even beyond, that kind of a karmic debt you just can't shake off. Buddha pulled it off, but he became greater than the gods, and most of us aren't ever going to be able to do that. So, I'm opposed to the death penalty. I haven't always been, but I am now.